for a bit, and we're going to a more warmer climate and get to know more about the Sri Lanka startup ecosystem. We'll be hearing from Sashindra, who is the Associate Chief Digital Economy Officer of ICT Agency of Sri Lanka. A few things about Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is currently third in South Asia and ranked 90th worldwide. Some interesting industries are marketing and sales, e-commerce and retail, also software and data. Hi, Sashindra. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Great to be here. Thank you for this opportunity, and thank you to all those who presented today. We learned a lot listening to the great stories of ecosystems. It's great to come after Berlin as well, which is another city that Sri Lanka has many engagements with, especially through Asia Berlin. As a country, we are glad to be part of the StartupBlink ecosystem, and we hope to have this continue this engagement for many years. So what you see here is you might think it's paradise. It's Sri Lanka. This is how it looks like. For those who might have traveled, and for those who haven't, do travel. It's now one of the best destinations in the world for travel. And just introducing myself and the organization I work with. So I work as the Associate Chief Digital Economy Officer at the ICT Agency of Sri Lanka. And as the image shows, we are one of the most connected organizations in the ecosystem. And it goes around with many partnerships that we have. Also the support that is provided by the startup team and the other teams of ICTA for the furtherance of this ecosystem. And ICTA is not only looking at startups, it's the main promotion agency which supports the growth of the digital economy of Sri Lanka. And as of 2021, we have counted that it's 4.37 of our GDP, which accounts to about 3.5 billion. And the tech industry in Sri Lanka, the ICT industry, we hit about 1.7 billion of export revenue in 2021. And we also, as ICTA, our main job is to provide the data which is required for the ecosystem. And hence, we have partnerships with likes like Startup Genome and StartupBlink, which is our newest partner. Sri Lanka has been a center of excellence for companies to set up operations for almost 20 years. These are some of the latest, or HCL is one of the latest companies which set up operations in Sri Lanka and growing to more than 2,000 people. The London Stock Exchange, Pearson, one of the greatest education providers, have set up operations. And we have about 120,000 workforce who are working for various companies who have set up shop in Sri Lanka, utilizing the talent. We have been nominated as the #1 destination in terms of financial attractiveness by Global Service Delivery based in the UK. Also #1 destination which is financially attractive by the Kearney. And some of the recent accolades that we have won is by Club Med and Kayak, that is ranking us as one of the best destinations for digital nomads. And here we will see that Sri Lanka is also the home for the world's best co-working space, which is Hatch. And also we have won many awards given by SARC Startup Awards and the Global Startup Awards in terms of startups, Niftron, Root Code, and also the ecosystem champion or ecosystem hero, also award-winning destination, as you see. According to Startup Genome, our ecosystem value is 228 million. This is a 70% increase from 112 million, which was in last year. And our plan is to get to $1 billion of ecosystem value as soon as possible in the next 2 years, actually, if you put it into numbers. Currently on the Startup SL platform, Startup Sri Lanka platform, which ICTA manages, we have 748 registered startups. And Sri Lanka being an island, this is the distribution across the country of startups. And predominantly in Sri Lanka, when I say startup, these are tech startups and tech-enabled startups. And you'll see the offering, the breakdown of some of the areas of technology that these startups work in: AI, IoT, fintech, e-commerce, so on and so forth. As a country, we are also connected. You see Impact Berlin as our partner. the European Sri Lanka Innovation Partnership. So we are connected across the world. We are yet very open to connect to all the other ecosystem which presented as well, and we would really like to do that. In terms of talent, we have a focused approach of bridging the talent gap, which is there in terms of the ecosystem demand. The companies that are setting up in Sri Lanka, the homegrown companies, including the startups, we have a focused program on how we bridge the talent. So if you are looking at coming into Sri Lanka, we as ICTA, we invite you to connect with us, because as I showed you, we are connected to the entire ecosystem and we can help you in all ways possible. Some interesting things that we've done in the country is we are working with the government to make the government startup friendly. And these are some of the areas that we are working in. And recently we were able to launch a alternative credit scoring framework. Working with banks, we were able to provide in Sri Lankan rupees 258 million without collateral to the startups in Sri Lanka. Another interesting project, which is the inclusive digital agriculture strategy that we are working with Gates Foundation. Likewise, we are working with many sectors, tourism sector, health, education. So if you're in that space, do talk to us and we will see how we can partner and engage Sri Lankan ecosystem for your test bed to get into this sector. As a tourism destination for travel tech, this is a hotbed that a lot are looking at. I have 50 minutes more, so I have 50 seconds more. I thank the organizers, and please do connect with me and my organization. We will help you set up in Sri Lanka and connect and be part of a great ecosystem. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shashindra. Thank you for introducing all of us more to the Sri Lanka startup ecosystem. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out to them. Also for some developers, I think we encourage everyone as well to connect if there are points of synergy between you. Okay, so now we're